Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Sensational TV. We're back again for a Wednesday night midweek madness here at the Wednesday Cup. As always, welcome to all the viewers. Welcome, Australia. Welcome, the world. We've got worldwide coverage. Zach O'Reilly. Now we've hit the 1K. We're in the big time, and a little treat for the viewers. Later on, you'll see there's a little footy theme happening here behind the Sensational desk, and there's a good reason for that, Zach O'Reilly. Joining us, as always, on my left.
He always puts the M in magnificent, does Munro, and it's great to have you here tonight, mate. Good to see you in the comm box, and we are live from Barber Motorsport Park. We're still in America. I rode Atlanta last week, and now at Barber. One of the best circuits, IndyCar races here, and so does the Superbikes as well. It's an absolute barnstormer of a circuit. Lots of undulations and hills and blind crests and all that sort of stuff. So really, really excited for tonight, Christopher. And the footy theme is for a reason. We have got a beautiful surprise coming your way here, and I'm excited about this. And if we start laughing, please excuse us because, goddamn, it is a legend of the celebrities in the sporting era, Mr. Munro.
We'll have to mute our mics for that one. Giggling like a couple of schoolgirls. But before we get to that, ladies and gentlemen, let's check out the standings for this week. After last week, Jake Buttigieg scooted away to about a 30-point lead over his adversary there, Ben Hines. But sadly, Jake Buttigieg will be absent tonight, so he's going to have some catching up to do because him, Heinze and Fitness are there knocking at the door. Also, Hayden Cook not far behind those two guys as well. A little bit back further is Nathan Hughes on in fifth points on 338 points. Right up his clacker is Ezra Simons, both on the championship and on the track as well. Wallace and O'Brien separated by a bee's dick. Chuck Illich in that conversation as well. And Brody Barber rounds out your top 10, ladies and gentlemen.
It's going to be exciting. That's a top 10 championship. That's pretty close. And you can see there that, yes, Jake Buttigieg will be absent, but in the grand scheme of things, ladies and gentlemen, he will be back. He's out on duties, serving the country beautifully in his army fashion, which is great to have him. But the senior Buttigieg's still around, representing that name tonight. But I'll tell you what, look at those times there. It's looking pretty spicy. I can guarantee you that. Matt Munro's on top, Falzon and Fitness. The three people you would expect to be up there, as well as Dion Clerk too. He's actually had a good showing this practice session.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Chris, bugger that off because at the moment it's 7:30, and we all know that means it's time to go racing.
Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's race it. It is Tony Barber Motorsport Park. No, it's not Sale of the Century. It's bloody Race of the Century, and that will be coming up later on tonight. 3.83 kilometres, 15 turns, but I suspect there's a few more than that. These American tracks love to throw in. You can see on the track map there, 5A, 5B, 5C possibly as well, 7A, 7B, 8A. So there's probably about 35 turns out there tonight, so that'll keep the boys occupied for sure. 8 minutes qualifying coming up shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Following that, the standard Wednesday Cup format of 15 minutes in the first race, 16 minutes with the top 10 reverse grid in race 2, 17 minutes in race 3 with the top 15 reverse grid, and the man of the moment this week again, Ben Hines, throwing in a 1:25, 1:45. That's only just been beaten in the server by Matt Munro, but that's only by about 0.04 of a second. So I'll tell you what, they're all out there. The ballast is on, and it is tight at the top. I tell you what, it's going to be a tight race as well with all these sort of snaking turns, wiggling around. The boys with the ballast are certainly going to feel it around here, Zach O'Reilly.
Yeah, a lot of success ballast, and they're going to be copping it tonight. And I've told the boys, if there's any punterinos and stuff like that, they are going to get a ballast penalty themselves.
Oh, yeah.
It could be on like Donkey Kong for them tonight. But we had some beautiful, clean racing last week at Road Atlanta and just battle of the Titans at the top there too in some races. So it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. Lots of different things coming our way.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's a different thing that came our way this week. This is the footy theme. If you know the bloke, he was six-time Mark of the Year. I'm sure he's going to tell you about it. He ran for mayor of Gold Coast as well, and the walking meme himself, Mr. Wazza, the Wiz, Warwick Kappa. has got a little message for the boys here. Let's check it out, and I'm gonna have to mute ourselves because I tell you what, it's a lot.
G'day guys, the big handsome dog, the big porn star number 1 Hall of Famer, 6-time leading goal kicker. This to Chris Zachariah. Sounds like a porn star himself. From Sensational TV, you are killing it. Sensational Warwick Kappa and Sensational TV. Tune in, just like my Netflix deal. Picked up 3 or 4 for that. So did Brad Pitt, he got 20 mil the prick. So you see me on Netflix next year, or Stan, the Warwick Kappa bio documentary of Michael Jr., Chris and Zacharias, if nice to me. What's the occasion, guys? 1K sub Sensational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it. A congratulations for the Sensational TV's biggest fan, Wiz Kappa. Just like you. We're best on ground each week. You fucking are. Taking speakers in the clouds, air traffic control. Get out of the way. Warwick Kappa's coming through with a 747. I'll win 6 cards of the century and 6 marks of the year. And trade those shit Commodores in for 2 Lambos. You guys, you beauty. Have a great year. Sensational TV and Warwick's bio. Out soon on Stan on Netflix. See you guys. Have a happy Easter and a happy year. I love it like a brother, Chris Zacharias, but I'm from Tasmania. Boom.
And just like the big whiz, we are best on ground every week. What a treat there from the great man.
Oh, man, he's an absolute menace. An on-field and off-field porn star, movie star, Netflix apparently all Stan's coming his way too. He's got a series coming as well on the life of Warwick Kappa. Oh, my goodness gracious me.
Certainly will be tuning in for that one. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to do not adjust your sets. Don't be tuning in to the Warwick Kappa documentary just yet because we've got some racing to get through tonight. Qualifying is just around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. So do yourselves a favour. Go and fill up your drinks. Get yourselves a beer. And come back in just a moment because we will be back with all the action in just a minute. Back on track, ladies and gentlemen. 9 minutes and 54 seconds on the clock. That just means we're about 1 minute and 50 seconds away from qualifying here tonight at Barber Motorsport Park. We're looking at around a 1 minute 25. I reckon that is the perfect amount of time that a lap should take around any circuit. So we're in for some good racing, that's for sure, and a hell of a tight qualifying session now that the ballast is on board these speedy blokes out the front, Zach.
Yep, absolutely. And speaking of which, Fabian Fitness is ready to rock and roll. They've got 1 minute and 24 seconds before the clock lets them go out here, and it's going to be interesting. Who's going to take the top? Is it going to be Benny Hines, quickest man? Is it going to be Fabian Fitness or one of the guys behind him, Matt Munro? No Rangiart boy in McFadden or the chef. He's not around tonight either. So Doc Elliott is going to have to represent those boys, and with that yellow and black livery, Christopher Munro, that sticks out like dog balls in a pond. He's going to be in for it tonight, I can guarantee you that. Yeah, you can't miss him, and that's probably a good strategy from him as well. Get the bright-coloured car and get in the mirrors of the blokes in front of you, so they can see you coming, and hopefully that helps him cut his way through the field. We've seen him have a fair bit of success this time around. I think he did miss around, so we didn't see him too close up there in the championship. But I'll tell you what, he's one of the quicker blokes out there, arguably the quickest Rangiart driver that we've seen, just rubbing it into the other boys because they didn't show up. But here he is flying the flag for the New Zealand-based team. I feel like he's one of the Aussies, though, one of the only ones. So good luck to him, and good luck to Australia. No, they're all Kiwis here.
Are they really?
I'll tell you that. Yeah, they're all the sheep shouters, as the Rabs would say. And I'll tell you what, they're ready to rock and roll because it is now 8 minutes, and that is Fabian Fitness. Bit of toing and froing there in the pit lane. sort of the old dummy. I've given him permission to go across that white line because the pit exit is as long as Christopher Munro's proverbial, and they can get right out there and start going around.
It's 5 inches, ladies and gentlemen.
That's from the ground.
From the ground.
From the ground. And Fitness is out. He's gone already. I don't know why we've got some haze there on Munro's screen, but nonetheless, it looks sunny out there. It's beautiful. And what better than the sunlight, blue and white livery of Fabian Fitness to lead us around this absolute roller coaster of a circuit. I'll tell you what, this thing is beautiful. It's even got a corkscrew in it, which we're about to see here from Fabian Fitness as he comes in. Heavy braking there, and then we'll go for an onboard lap once they get those tyres warmed up. But look at that thing. Just darts down, hug the inside line, and you power out to these chicanes here. You got one quick one, and then the next one you have to brake. So you've got to watch out for the car behaviour here tonight. It's going to be off its dick, I can guarantee you. We will be watching, and these V8 Judd engines in the M5s are absolutely singing to the high heavens. This is the second one. You get some air there. It'd be great to see you in the racing. Who's going to try and brave it around the outside? But nonetheless, beautiful start here for Fabian Fitness. He is going to open his account here, Christopher Munro.
Yeah, he certainly is.
Blaze, and this is what we do at Wednesday Cup the best. We get the best drivers. We get everyone raced, ready, sim-frapped up in the Bill Cosmarigas department. And here we are. We're going to start on board here with Fabian Fitness. Sorry for the airtime hogging here, Christopher Munro.
Go for it.
Here we go. Break it into the number 2. Get it down into third gear. Hold the inside apex. Beautifully done there from Fitness. Don't run it too wide there. Mid sort of corner here. Go wide and then just feather that throttle till you get the nose pointed in and then slam the throttle on. Bang. He's full beans already. Up the hill we go. This is a blind crest here into a mini straight. Then we've got a downhill dipping section here into a hairpin. So you brake just at the 2.5 metre board. Get the car pointed in. Slide it in as Fabian's done there beautifully. He's just got it crossed up nice and slow into there. Out on the exit he goes. And now we accelerate here into another straight section. Could be a bit of a suck battle here. But under brakes, who's going to be the bravest? Brake at 1.5. Inside the curb here. Into a downhill corkscrew. Nearly a straight liner. But you've got to get the car pulled up as Fabian's done. And then power out of this section. A really, really fast chicane coming our way here for Fabian Fitness. Accelerates through the gears. Into 50 goes. Slams it through now into 5th. Sorry, he's over there. Owes the inside curb. Doesn't matter. Can use it. Full beans through there. Just a slight lift. And then you brake heavily here because this section here, you catch some air. Drop it in there. 2 wheels, 3 wheels up in the air. Point it on the apex. Then slide it out to the outside edge. Use that outside curb angle to get your car pulled in. Hug the inside here. You can use 3 or 4 different lines. And I'll tell you what, this is beautiful stuff. Apexing it where it needs to be here for Fabian Fitness. But he's green at the moment, so it could be quicker at the moment. But nonetheless, he's round in the final turn. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a hot lap of Barber Motorsports Park. What an absolute sensational circuit. He crosses the line and does a 757 to open his account. He's been beaten by Matt Munro already.
Yeah, Munro goes bang with a 3.89 tenth advantage there the first time around. There's still a few laps up the sleeve of these boys as well, so expect a bit of damage being done up the front. Dion Clerk, however, has just slotted himself on the second row. He'd be absolutely pumped about that. He's got Senior Buttigieg just in the way there. There's nothing much Dion could do now except to maybe get out of it because he's not going to improve on his lap here. He just has to get into some clear air, let these two boys go, and maybe think about another one. But it looks like Buttigieg's gotten out of the way. There's no need for him to do that at all. You have just as much right to have a hot lap attempt as anyone else out there, whether you're faster or slower on that scale of things. But look at how tight it is between the, I guess, second all the way down to 6th. They're less than a tenth between all of those guys. That is quick stuff. Looking on the timing tower at the moment here, it doesn't look like anyone's going purple yet. Actually, Falzon. Where is he in the order? He is down there somewhere, but he will. He's putting in green sectors at the moment, so he might be on board for a bit of an improvement. Matt Munro's gone purple in the second sector here now, just kicking up a bit of dust as well. That's not going to help his cause, and he's dropped a couple of tenths in the meantime, but he's just teetering on the edge of an improvement here. You can see the green. Well, no, you can't. That's on my third screen, ladies and gentlemen. I can see the timing tower there. But Munro has given up the ghost now. He's probably not going to improve on this lap. But somebody who will improve down here, Nathan Hughes, he's on a green lap. We'll see how he improves. But Falzon has gone to the top in the meantime by 17 thousandths of a second. That's what you want to see, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah, that's what you want to see. Where's Benny Hines in all of this? Is he going to be up there? He's 5 tenths off the lead quickest man in practice. So Falzon's got the chockies at this point in time. 3 minutes left in this one. And Pavement Fitness needs to get a gallop on and set some purple sectors. These tyres as well they give you the quickest one on lap 2, maybe 3, if you can push them. But otherwise, they just sort of peter off into about 2 or 3 tenths slower. So the more you educate yourself around this track, it's great, but you're not going to get up there in qualifying. So we're going to see a lot of evening out, I can guarantee you, in the racing tonight. Once that tyre just starts to get that 2 or 3 tenths, little bit of an equaliser, so to speak, we're going to see them all absolutely fang their way around here. And I'll tell you what, look at Nathan Hughes' livery. Beautiful stuff there, the JPS. Yeah. And sensational at the moment for him. He needs to get up. He's up basically on his personal best now. Green sector 1. The sector 2 is going to come up shortly here and give him another green, hopefully, because it looked pretty smooth for him. Yeah. And he's going to round here. What's he got? He's way off. He's 1.39 seconds off Falzon, but still a green sector anyway. So rounds a final turn, just tries to get it pulled in there, run a bit wide. You have to check up on the brakes. And then he got out onto the exit. He's going to cross the line here. Hopefully set a PB for himself. Bumping further up, he does go. It's 9th. Thank you very much. Inside the top 10 for Nathan Hughes. Cracking stuff. Yeah,
Buttigieg joins him there on the 5th row. Hayden Wallace moving up as well. Mitchell there on debut, up there in the top 12 currently. That's a good effort from him. We'll ride along with Mitchell here and see how he is going. Where is he on the timing tower here? Shawnee Mitchell. He's put in, the first and third sector were his best on that last lap. He's currently up as well by about 3.5 tenths on his personal best. So he's looking to improve. That was Paul Buttigieg just going off into Narnia there as well. There's a couple of cars getting tangled up. I think that's Ian O'Brien, maybe Dion Clerk. Both of those guys sharing a livery as well. But, a fair few new drivers out there tonight as well. So good luck to everyone. We've got Kai McConnell down there in 25th. Glenn McGrath's back as well after seeing his debut a couple of weeks ago. We love that. And obviously of the younger generation, because there was a couple of questions in the Discord about who Glenn McGrath is. And I'll tell you what, you can hand in your Australian citizenship if you don't get acquainted with the greatest medium-fast bowler of all time. Jesus Christ.
Oh, no, turn it up, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who he is, as you said, just give up the ghost and send yourself to bloody England. And nonetheless, it's still on here. Shawnee Mitchell had a bit of a disaster there, but 29 seconds left in this one. He's got enough time to go around, so we'll see what's going on. But Benny Hines has not come to the party here tonight. He is way off, but we'll see where he's on the first timing sector as he comes through for sector 1 very, very shortly. It's going to be interesting because sitting in 6th place, half a second off, not doing that, will he do it? And he's given up the go, so he's out of this one. Yeah. Matt Falzon still at the top here. Has Munro got anything to answer for in the grand scheme of things at this stage? He's just starting his lap now, got through by the skin of his cock, and he's just getting it around now. So we'll see what he can do. Coming in, heavy braking now. Can he get this corner and pulled up nicely? Just slides it in there. Yep, he's got it just done. A little bit washy-whitey, but that might be his line there. Just feathers that throttle on exit. You can see the throttle tracing there. Beautiful from Matt Munro, not to oversteer the car. And as we get down into the corkscrew section here, you'll see it in about 8 seconds' time where he's going to be in relativity to Falzon. Elliott, Hines and Sarge have all checked up in the top 10. He just got a little bit squirrely, but he's up. He's way up. He's 1.5 tenths up now on Falzon. This is going to be a sensational lap here from Matt Munro. If he can put all the chockies in one basket and eat them, I'll tell you what, he's got some traffic in front of him. Is he going to get hampered by any of that? I don't think so here. We're at the last section of the 3 or 4 corners left here at Barber Motorsports Park, pushing it to the absolute limit. 3 seconds to go before we find out where he is in relative to Matt Falzon. He's 3 tenths up. He's singing to the high heavens. This is going to be a 125 dead here if he keeps it up on the current trend. What is he going to do as he crosses the line? Oh, he's gone a bit wide there. That's going to hurt him on exit, but I don't think it's going to hurt him enough. I think this is going to be a P1 for Matt Munro. It is by 3.88 tenths of a second. Send that one up your clucker baptised Falzon, says Matt Munro. Beautiful stuff there. Cracking pole position.
Yeah, wicked lap there from the younger brother of myself, and he does some celebratory burnouts here at the top of the hill, and why not? It was a cracking lap. Put it together at the perfect time, and actually did it by 3.8 tenths. That's pretty quick, ladies and gentlemen. Dips into the 24s. He'd be the only man doing that at the moment. So him and Falzon are off the front row in matching liveries as well, mind you. So that is going to be as confusing as anything off the start. Fabian Fitness, we've seen him and him and Falzon, how they got stuck together last week off the start. Hopefully we don't see a repeat of that Dion Clerk up there joining Fitness in the on the second row. Let's see his livery. It is that one, the red and black Yokohama Advan. Beautiful livery that. I love the colour scheme. Ben Hines just sitting pretty in fifth. I think he's probably happy to sit there as well. Just maybe just watch all the carnage unfold in front of him, because I tell you what, he's putting together this championship run absolutely perfectly so far. He's avoided trouble. So we'll see him and his cautious approach off the start. I think when we come to the start of this race, let's see where else we were up to. Andre Elliott joins him on the third row, with Illich and Banachek making it into the top 10. Ryan Nielsen and Ian O'Brien scraping in as well. Both those guys on the improve. Grader X as well. We see him debut at the start of this season. He's been going great guns as well. Paul Buttigieg joins him off the sixth row. We've got Hughes and Wallace back there behind them, with Mitchell on debut, with Pearso. Brandon Pierce joining the action as well down there, with Simon Gray, Ward, Aiden, Glenn McGrath down there in 19th. Brody Barber in 20th. Joshy Shadler with Moore, Grant, Sullivan, McConnell, and the two broadcast cars at the rear of the field. Oh, it's going to be a good one, ladies and gents.
Yeah, we are excited. All the nicknames are going to come out tonight. Don't you worry about that. We're going to be pumped up and fired up, just like the Wiz was on his fifth bag of Coke when he absolutely sent that one through to us. But nonetheless, that means racing is coming your way, ladies and gentlemen. Get your condiments sorted out. Get strapped in. Sit back, relax. Watch the idiot box or your smart tablet, TV, phone, whatever you got there. Turn on the Canara in South Australia, because it's piss cold down there, I've heard. And we will be back here for race 1 out of 3 tonight. 15 minutes of racing. Absolutely sensational. Don't go anywhere.
And we are down on track now, ladies and gents, for the start of race 1. You can see on the middle of your screen, that is Matt Munro. He is on the inside. Matthias Falson on his outside as well. Let's see if we can get a closer look. The bright aqua green colour there. That's Dion Clerk. Back there behind him, Andre Elliott back there as well with Fabian Fitness. We've got Ben Hines. There's Andre Elliott in the Rangi Art colours. Who's in that one? Sarge Illich. Banachek's back there as well. With
that's a cracking
Ryan
livery
Nelson.
from Banachek.
Yeah, you like Banachek's one? Let's go and have a closer look.
Purple and baby blue. Absolutely fantastic stuff there.
Did he
Fast
make this
house.
one?
He made it. Yep, that's his.
Beautiful.
That's his. That is a custom job, and he's doing very, very well at the moment. His Bananarama. So is Ian O'Brien, the windscreen too, in 10th place as well. Good to see him as well inside there. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. Actually, there's something going on here, Christopher Munro, with the grid. No, it's not, because Ryan Nielsen came in and actually pipped Ian O'Brien for... no, he didn't. He got 10th place, because I'm confused. But this is the race start, ladies and gentlemen. Have a look at the colours there, ready to rock and roll. And you've got all the rainbow colours out there. Don't you worry about that, but nothing nefarious involved in that sort of action. We've got 34 seconds before this one kicks off here, Christopher Munro, tonight. We've got predictions in chat. Give us your predictions. Who's going to take this one? Come on, get us in. Give us something, for God's sake, because it is two very feisty customers at the front of the grid there in the same livery. And they're both Matts. Two Matts. Two same liveries, and we are absolutely stuffed there. Fabian Fitness and Clerk are ready to go. Christopher Munro, let's take it away.
Yeah, let's have a go. It looks like Falzon actually has the advantage on the line there, so that's maybe something to look at in the track map. But regardless, we're about to go racing here for the first time tonight. It's race 1, and they're off to a good start. It looks like they're very even at the start as well. Matt Munro might just have the advantage coming into turn 1. Falzon sweeps around the outside, just keeps it on the track, and he will lead now into turn 2. It looks like Fabian Fitness just gathering his thoughts around the outside of Dion Clerc, who's just going to shove it up there. A little bit of contact between those two guys, but Dion will take third fair and square. Fitness now under attack by Andre Elliott, who in turn is under attack by Benny Hines. But look at Rick Vanacek. Look at the start he's got. He's up to 7th place already. They're kicking off again at the front. Looks like Matt Munro's just up at the rear quarter panel of Matthias Falzon, but now the gap has just gone out a little bit further. But there's just battling all up and down the field here at the moment. As you can see, the cars come streaming through on your screen. What a beautiful sight. Everyone's single file as well. I think the little talk in briefing has really worked here tonight, but usually they're well behaved in race 1, and then they start to lose their minds once the grid gets reversed. So we'll see plenty of action in the Carnage Stakes later on, I'm sure. Someone's off the field there. I'm not too sure who it was, but they are going backwards at a rate of knots. That's Hughes. That's a disaster there for Hughes. He's going to have to wait for the entire field to come streaming through. It looks like a Rangiart car as well off the field. Or is that... no, Brian's had a gutser as well. Glenn McGrath's made his way up to 14th position. Great start from him, but Falzon showing a clean pair of heels at the moment. He's out by half a second there for Matt Munro, just chasing behind. Dion Clerc behind him, but where's the action here? As Benny Hines just dropped the position off the start to Andre Elliott. Must have caught him napping there off the line, but he's probably happy to sit there for the time being. Look at Kai McConnell's come through the field as well. He started at the very back, so great awareness from him to get through so quickly. Sarge Illich as well, giving Banachek something to think about, Zachariah.
Yeah, definitely cracking stuff here from everyone. That battle is well and truly on. Munro has got the chockies at the moment, but look out, here comes Dion. Dion's on the inside, but it's going to be the outside for the next corner, so there's going to be overlap here. Munro's going to keep squeezing him until the track limits are literally at its limit. Now you can see Dion just washing off a little bit of speed there. Can he get the undercut through the hairpin / corkscrew? No, he can't, but he does. Absolutely beautiful run here for Mr. Dion Clerc, but he can't get that job done. Flat through this kink, here we go. Side by side, Matt Munro's all skippity-doo-dah. He's absolutely singing to the high heavens, but he got it pulled up there at the last second. Beautiful stuff. And look at Fitness coming off at the back there of Dion too. Dion's wide, he's off the bunda. He's going to lose that position. Can he keep it together? He can't. Just pulled it up at the last minute. He's going to lose about 6-7 positions there, I reckon, if he can't get it pulled up in time. But nonetheless, disaster for Clerc. Fabian Fitness got promoted. Ray Ward's having a good old tussle here with McConnell as well. They're right in the thick of this one too. And you can see there Simons and McGrath having a good battle behind them too. Look at these two multi-livery cars as well. That's going to confuse us. Is right there, just not bowling any in-swingers at the moment on middle stump, going a little bit wide here and going backwards at this stage and off the bunda too. That's a well and truly a wide there.
Yeah, that's a wide.
Not even one-day rules. That's test cricket and one-days. But nonetheless, that's okay for him. He'll be fine. Look at Sarge Illich, however. Beautiful driving from Sarge. He's absolutely come into his own with these cars for this season and really putting inside the top 10 here at the moment. He's got Banachek and Dion, who just came off in front of him. Dion's going to have to skip his way further up the grid here, but I'll tell you what, it's happening everywhere. We've got battles. We've got Benny Hines on the crack. We've got Matt Munro there as well. McConnell's around. Oh, that's disaster for the big man. Just got out of the way at the nick of time there. It would have been collected by the big man in Ryan Sullivan, I think that was, who got through on him. But nonetheless, he's going to have to get those tyres back warmed up because they're as dirty as a $2 you-know-what after skipping off into the distance there. Nonetheless, it's still on at the front. Falzon versus Munro. It's really heating up here, only a tenth of a second.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got back up to the rear wing of Matthias Falzon at the moment. We'll get on board here and see a bit of wheel work here from Matt Munro and see if he can close that gap. But as we've said 1,000 times, there's one thing to close the gap. There's one thing to get the overtake done as well as Falzon. Whoa, I thought that was a car off the screen. It was just one of the trucks for the maintenance crew sitting around the outside. But there goes Falzon off the field there. That is going to invite Matt Munro. Look, almost a bit of an overlap there. And geez, that was close to being disaster for both guys involved in that. But Matt Munro just taking the shallow line there. You can see that Falzon's gone a bit wide. That's going to invite Munro up the inside here. This could be dangerous, ladies and gentlemen, but we'll see if they can get through this little tussle cleanly. I can't even say it cleanly. Let's see if they can do it. Matt Munro dives it in around the outside deep. Fabian Fitness is there waiting. Oh, he's just boy, he's just lit him up on the back end. Big slide, and now he just falls into the clutches of Fabian Fitness, and he will be, his eyes will be the size of dinner plates here at the moment. And we're not talking 2 in the morning down at Rebs. We're talking here racing 101 down here at Barber Motorsport Park. Tony Barber, eat your heart out. I tell you what, it's all happening here. The top 3 separated by not much, but Falzon just taking advantage of this little battle that Fitness is throwing up the arse of Munro here at the moment. Both of these guys just want to get on with the racing. Look at this, the air that Fitness gets over that little section there, just 2 or 3 wheels off the ground. Fantastic stuff, fantastic awareness from all 3 guys. But down here, there's battling going on here, 4th, 5th, and 4th position here. Benny Hines up the arse of Andre Elliott.
Yeah, beautiful stuff from the Doc, though. I guarantee you he's going to be climbing on the back of this battle too if Benny and him just can follow each other, because if Matt Munro and Falzon get up to the arse end of each other, there's Fabian Fitness involved in that one, then plus these 2. So that's going to be interesting as well. As we see Joshy Sadler just getting back into his rhythm in 17th place. He's got Braveheart in front of him, and Mr. Medium right arm fast in the back there as well. But look at those cars go off. Braden Moore's going off into the distance as well. But Joshy Sadler's just got to watch that little battle. And oh no, here comes Paul Buttigieg. He just thought about it for a moment and thought, oh, I might go for it there. Wasn't too bad, but he just pulled it up at the right moment for no disaster to happen. Here comes Benny though, absolutely all over Doc Dre's rear vision mirror as well as rear bumper like a fly to a piece of poo, and they are full on racing for sheep stations here. Look at them push it both through that corner. There goes Doc. He had to check up at the last minute there, but it didn't hurt him too much because Benny had a shocker as well. As we ride on board with him here, you can see the car behaviour. Watch him go flat out, 5th gear shift it, use all the steering lock and don't go too wide like the Doc did there. But this is awesome. This section here, you can catch air like Fabian Fitness did last lap. Just dart it on the inside, get it pulled up, and then angle it in right on the exit. You can see how much advantage that absolute line gives you from Benny Hines' perspective there. The Doc went a little bit too fast in, and that's hampered him. Only 2 and a bit tenths of a second here between those 2. Benny's used the shorter, shallower entry and exit. Can he dart it out of this corner beautifully? He can actually, because the Doc's overshot it, and that is Benny Hines into 4th place he goes. Got past the Doc here. He's on the advantageous side of the track too. Cracking racing from these boys. Cuts off the nose of the Doc, says, bugger off, mate, I'm coming in. Doesn't go overshoot the exit too much there, and that is 4th place there for Benny Hines. Whoa. And it's all bouncing off here at the moment. Cracking stuff.
Yeah, he almost just gave it back there as well. Had to jump on the anchors going a bit deep around that turn there. Andre Elliott was ready to pounce. But now we're going to see the defensive skills of Ben Hines at work here, because here comes Elliott. Wow, just very deep under brakes. Gets it pulled up as well. Hines looking for the up and under, and I think he's going to get that as well. Andre Elliott tipping a couple of wheels off the circuit. That's going to not be good for his traction going down to the right-hander coming up. But it looks like Dre's just being able to hold off that inside line. But Benny Hines now, wowee, look at Dion Clerk just come out of absolutely nowhere. He's got Banachek following him as well. And now we've got ourselves a little 4-way tussle. That's what we want to see, ladies and gents. Looking with one eye up the field as well. Fitness is just chiming in on the back of Munro as well down the field. There's a little battle with Moore and O'Brien. They're probably the closest. So, no, as soon as I say that, they're not the closest anymore. Here goes Fitness and Munro side by side now. Fitness has the inside line, gets the job done. Matt Munro looking for the switchback, but it's not going to happen for him this time. Goes right out to the wide side of the track, but a bit of sideways action as well. Let's ride on board, see if he can get a bit of suck down the pit straight here into the left-hander of turn 1. Is it going to be enough? No. So there goes Fitness up into 2nd place. Munro and no.
Oh, no! What are you doing? And he's
done it again.
Caught it in 4K. Absolute shithouse stuff there. But nonetheless, I think there could have been a net code or maybe a brake failure there for Matt Munro. That was really, really odd. They could all pull it up into that one at the same rate of knots, but disaster there. Unfortunately, Fitness has lost the position now to Benny Hines. Is he going to steal that position back off him, because he's got 4 cars behind him all wanting all the same piece of tarmac here? Oh, the Doc's ran wide there. Fitness is back into 2nd, but the Doc's got enough overlap here to get himself back on the advantageous side of the racetrack. And look at that, bumping doors of the both of them. Oh, nearly some biffo there. Nearly a crowbar's jail. And I'll tell you what, look at Dion Clerk around the outside there. And that is fantastic stuff. Banachek's involved in this one. We've got Benny Hines. We've got everyone involved. Dion Clerk, Fitness, Hines, Banachek, and Sargilix. riding at that sort of grid there. And look at them, 6 cars abreast here. You cannot get any better racing. And look at the car behaviour. Benny is now fired up. He can see a podium in his front vision mirror because the Doc is in second place and holding all these guys up. Now it's a 4-way car battle involved here. Look at the freight train behind the Doc. Benny's involved in this one. Clerk's trying to get around the outside of Fitness. Both doing all 3 or 4 different driving lines, and it all sorts of evens itself out. Oh, look at Dion up the inside as well. Fitness nearly got into the back of Andre Elliott. Now Fitness has got the beautiful run here. Can he get enough overlap into T1? Not at this stage. Doc is surviving here and holding on for dear life. Fitness sends it up the inside. Very hard. Oh, they're nearly going to come together. Beautiful stuff there from Fabian to pull it up at the nick of time there. Now Doc's gone too wide. Benny Hines is right there as well. So is Dion Craig. Oh, no, to touch. And Fitness is around nearly. Oh, that's going to be insane. Here comes Benny Hines as well. Banachek 3 wide. Up the turn 3. Here we go. We have got all cars involved in this one. Banachek on the inside. Can he be brave? Up the inside he can, but he's giving Dion a bit of a touch as well. Oh, you could not believe this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the car angles. Look at the slip angle. Look at the behaviour of all the drivers. Banachek getting his beans where the cars need to be and just sticking those balls inside their face and saying, piss off, mate. I'm coming for you. And Dion's going to have to settle for 5th. Cracking stuff from Banachek. He's got a podium within reach here at the moment. All he needs to do is keep it straight, cleaner and faster than the cars behind him. And that was some cracking battling there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it certainly was. Fitness just getting out in front of this little battle crew. He's got Andre Elliott in front of him. That's the battle for second position. That's going to maybe come to fruition later on in this race. And by that, I mean in the next 3 minutes and 37 seconds, because these 3 guys are now nose to tail. Banachek heads them off with Dion Clerk. Ben Hines coming in, looking for a little bit of an undermove there for Clerk, but we've seen both of these guys, all of these guys, have plenty of pace on show today, so it's not going to be an easy task if you get the overtake done. And try and consolidate that overtake seems to be the hardest bit, if you can get past trying to hold on to that as well, because this circuit just snakes back around on itself, so there's plenty of opportunities. Little contact there, Ben with a bit of hip and shoulder, but I think it's just play on there. That's fine bumping and shoving here in the Touring Car Championships. That is good stuff, but Dion Clerk's going to have the last say here. He's going to go for the little dive down into turn, turn 7 or 8. That is beautiful stuff there from Dion Clerk. Big slide from Benny Hines. He's going to come under attack now from Illich as well. So, gee whiz, it's all happening. And look at Fitness has made up that gap to Andre Elliott. And here we go. The battle for second position is on.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Look at these guys having a good crack. You can see Fitness just choosing a different line there to Elliott. And Doc right at the moment, well and truly remembered here. He's not forgotten about, as we always say. Here's the Dr. Dre bench press and testosterone getting injected into Fabian Fitness as we speak, pure IV style. And you can see him really getting to grips here with that BMW, just jumping it through that curb and then back up he goes. He's really got a good run through there. If you can just keep it straight and let Doc make an error like he did twice in a row last night, gave up the win each time to myself that did the Doc Dre, but nonetheless, he's got a second place here, ready to rock and roll. And I'll tell you what, Fitness is really trying to push him to the end of the driving limits. I'll tell you what, cracking stuff. Banachek's still in 4th though, however. He has got Dion right behind him too, so his mirrors are full of a black BMW there as well. Not where you want to see a black BMW, I can guarantee you that. Oh, Banachek, what are you doing there, mate? He's pulled it up and he's going to wash wide, and there goes Dion up the inside, easy as you like. An unforced error there from Banachek, pushed it too hard. Can he get a switchback move on here up the hill? He is, but he's not going to be far enough up the inside to make a switchback move unless he can dart it to the outside right as we speak, but he doesn't. And you can see at the moment, Benny's trying to look at all this, keeping an eye on these battling, because if he gets any clean air or a little unforced error from those guys in front, that is going to be on like Donkey Kong. But this is cracking stuff here. Beautiful racing from all 3 involved here. Fitness now right on the arse end of Dr. Dre for this one. Now through the corkscrew they go. Who's got the tighter line? They both do. The beautiful stuff there from both of them. Doc is really racing out of his skin here to keep Fabian Fitness behind. This is good from Fitness, though. Being patient, playing that game of chess that we want to see, and it's only 56 seconds left in this one, so this will be the last lap. Falzon has just galloped away to a 10-second lead there, nearabouts, after all this battling. But look at Fitness. Oh, full on no. 3 cars and they're taking each other out. Oh, no. Fabian, you absolute donkey.
Docky. Too bad, so sad. And there goes Docky. He's going to fall back, but he's going to come out better on that one. Unfortunately for Fitness, gave up his podium place there. And look at Banachek inside the top 3 now. He's got Dion in front of him. And you got a very, very angry Benny Hines and an even angrier Dr. Dre behind him trying to consolidate any position. This is a cracking final lap here coming our way, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. 1 lap to go. Falzon's out by an absolute mile, so he's got this in the bag, but the minor placings are yet to be decided. Dion Clerc has got himself a little bit of clear air, so he'll be cheering for now. Banachek is on track here for his first podium in AK Racing, so get the bloody champagne out, but it won't be over yet because Benny Hines is going to have something to say about it. Look at this, right on his tail here. Look at the Banachek, a bit of a late move there across under brakes, but here comes Benny Hines up on the inside. Banachek has the momentum around the outside, keeps that car in front of the number 04. Beautiful driving there from all these guys involved. Tell you what, Dion Clerc's loving this life out there in second position. But look at Andre Elliott. Look at the closing speed. Almost gives that Benny and Hedges BMW a bit of a centre punch in the back. But they all get out of it with no tears, no fears, none of that, because this is fantastic. And we're on the last lap. Where is Falzon? Coming around the final couple of turns now. We will give him some love across the line, but I tell you what, it's going to be a tight little battle here for the minor positions. Here goes Falzon. He's on the main straight now. We'll give him some love. He has got the W there in race 1. Beautiful driving from him. Dion Clerc probably in second position, but here is the battle for third place. Here comes Banachek now across the line goes Dion Clerc. Congratulations, that's probably his first podium. Banachek gets his first podium. Benny Hines gets 4th. Andre Elliott has to settle for 5th. Had second place in the bag, but got torpedoed by Fitness, who in turn got torpedoed by Munro. Geez, it's been a topsy-turvy race 1 so far. Sarge Illich up there in the top 6. Great effort from him. Fitness we've spoken about. Shawnee Mitchell on debut up in the top 10. That's awesome stuff from him. But what's better than awesome? Great. And that's what Greater X has done here tonight, up in the top 10. Up in the top, 9th there. Matt Munro manages to scrape through in 10th, so he'll start off pole position next time. He'll be pretty happy with that. Brando Pierce made up a few spots as well into 11th position. Simons has made it through into 12th. We're going to have to go to the comments there because Bobstar90 has commented a bit earlier in this. He said Ezra's going to bin it. Well, he's just proven you wrong there. I don't think he's binned it and kept it on the circuit there for a top 12. So good on you there, Mr. Simons. Wallace in 13th position. Gray Ward up in 14th. Moore and Grant have left the server in 15th and 16th. Glenn McGrath, I said 17th position for him. Ryan Sullivan in 18th with Buttigieg, Sattler, Husey down in 21st, and bad luck for him. O'Brien, McConnell, Barber, and Nielsen round out your top 25 with only 1 DNF, so that's pretty good in the survival stakes from these boys. Whew, what a last lap! That was cracking stuff.
That was beautiful stuff there, and Banachek takes his first podium. He wasn't even going to get here tonight. He said the storms were coming through. He was a bit nervous. I don't think he's going to get home, and then he rocks up with 20 minutes to go in practice, and then comes in race 1 and just puts it on the podium. Cracking stuff there from Bananarama. Good to see him up there as well. So what a fantastic last lap sort of dice we saw from everyone there in Sundry. Now, that's only race 1. We've got 2 more to go. We've got a reverse top 10. Matt Munro's going to start off the front row. Don't know how that happens when you teleport to pits and then come back out. But anyway, he is there. And we have got a absolute Leviathan battle coming on. Matt Munro's starting off the front. He's going to gallop away, I would say, unless Greater X and Shawnee Mitchell have something to say about that. So a lot to look forward to here at Sensational TV. Beautiful call in there, Christopher Munro. 2 more to go. You know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. Get yourself strapped in again. Go refill those condiments because Sensational TV and AK Racing's Wednesday Cup will be back in just a few moments.
Us, ladies and gents, we're back here, ladies and gentlemen, for race 2. It's a top 10 reverse grid. We had a little moment there. We had some of the top 12 out there on the front, so we had to fix that up. Apologies for that. James Peterson in the chat says, big ups, bananas on the podium. Get ready for some ballast. Yeah, absolutely. He has been chucked a few kilos there, so that'll slow him down a little bit. But I'll tell you what, certainly got some pace there tonight. He'll be starting from, 7th position. So, right in the thick of it there. Matt Munro starts on pole with Lucas Greater Rex on his outside. Shawnee Mitchell and Fitness behind them with Illich and Elliott. Ben Hines, Banachek and Dion Clerk behind those guys with Falzon starting in 10th position. Oh boy, it's about now when we start to see the aggression come out in a few of these drivers trying to fight their way through early on.
Yeah, very much so. With Fitness in 4th place, that's going to be something to look out for. Matt Munro probably thought he had it easy coming his way, but once he gets clear in the Fabs, in that blue and yellow Pennzoil Rising Sun livery, I'll tell you what, that could be another race that we are going to look forward to here for sure tonight. I'll give you the ballast really quickly. Fabian Elliott and Benny Hines have all got 12 kilos on. Matt Munro's got 5. Dion Clerk's got 5 as well, with Banachek on 2 after his podium as well. So we've got 5 out of the 10 inside the top 10 there with some ballast. And Matthias Falzon's got 10 as well, in fact. So we'll keep an eye out on those boys. Just keep that in mind too, because they're racing for sheep stations with ballast. That is something to think about as well, and to keep themselves inside that pace of the other boyos too. Hats off to all those guys as well for the last one. But 2 races left in this one. This is the second of the third. We are about to get ready to rock and roll here, Christopher Munro. I'll tell you what, it's on like Donkey Kong here. Race 2. Get set, ready to go.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the lights up, we've got the revs up. You can hear them coming here. Let's get up there and see how these guys attack the start. It is racing here in race 2, and you can see the ballast just affecting Matt Munro off the line. That's Shawnee Mitchell in the red car, just sliding up the inside of Lucas Greaterex. He will take 2nd position. It looks like some funny business going on in the back there, but we can't really see what's going on. Andre Elliott up to 5th, however, and he's got Banachek just on his rear quarter panel. With Sarge Illich hanging in there fat as well. Wow, look at that. That's who's that in the red car there? Oh, we've forgotten his name, but he is down the back. But look at this. Banachek around the outside of Illich. Illich poking his nose up the inside. That's a pretty good start from him. Banachek up to 7th position. So he has gone up a couple there, but these two are side by side still. Illich on the outside now. Banachek just going to slide it up on the curbing and a little bit more. Goes down through the corkscrew and overtakes him into 6th position. Near a little bit of contact there. Illich losing the rear end, and Falzon's going to take advantage of that. He goes, thank you very much, sir. He will go straight through on him. Dion Clerk looking the next man out to try and have a go here at Illich. Oh, a little bit of contact there as well between those two guys. Ben Hines there chiming in too. We're right on board with Ben Hines because he will have the view of all this happening in front of him. Look at them, nose to tail there. Illich with Dion Clerk just giving him his plenty of curry up the rear end there. Dion looking up the inside. Oh, just had to get out of it because Illich shut the door. Like, I don't know, someone shutting the door at their own house. Expert commentary there, ladies and gentlemen. You come for the racing, you stay for the commentary. Here comes Elliott. Look at that big dive up the inside on Sean Mitchell. Thank you very much. Mitchell sees him coming and avoids that at all costs. But great control under brakes there from Elliott up into 4th position.
4th place for him. Shawnee Mitchell inside the top 5. Banachek just hounding the back now. Wanted to get another podium. He's had a taste and he wants more. He's as hungry as a starving great white shark is Banachek for another one. But nonetheless, and he's got a bit of work to do. He's got Dion in front of him, which is a quick customer. Brandon Pierce behind this, educating himself on debut here in the Wednesday Cup as well as the Magician in 11th place. So that's awesome to see there. And good to have him on board. But Benny now really going for it here at this start. Matt Munro has galloped away to 2 seconds out in front of Fabian. Will we see that one go? Oh, Banachek's gone wide there in the foreground, and that's going to invite Falzon up the inside. So switch the position for Banachek. He's in 7th place. Is he going to have the inside run here, though? Oh, nearly too wide there. Falzon thought about it again and just thought, nah, I'll keep that one. But it's hampered him, and it's hurt him because here goes Sarge Illich. He's just going to trailer park girl him. No, he's not. Didn't go around the outside. He's going to try the switchback move. And here comes Dion Clerk in the background, looking at this one, thinking, look at Sarge. He's looking a bit tasty there as well. Oh, beautiful stuff there from Mr. What's his name? Bloody Dion Clerk. Yeah. Can't believe I stuffed that one up. That was game. And that was the size of his balls there, right there on show for Mr. Dion Clerk. Cracking stuff from him. Sarge Illich settled for ninth. Now he's got Benny right on his ass as well. So we've got to see these guys have a good tussle at each other. Is there enough room for a bit of suck? Look at the gap here. No, up the inside they go. 3, 4, 5 different lines there from every single car in sundry into that one. Banachek's gone wide again. Falzon's right on his clacker too. Now they're all having a good tussle. Who's going to apex the latest and get the best run up the hill? Oh no, there goes poor old, that was Falzon. Wide as you want to be without hurting himself too much there. Dion's going for 7th place. You can see Banachek, he's ran too wide there into the corner. And now we're going to have another reset here into this straight. The corkscrew coming right up. This is tussling and tossing here for position. Sheep Station sort of style here, Christopher Murray. This is cracking stuff.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. All these guys just trading positions like basketball cards back in the 90s. It's great to see. And here's Falzon. We saw him just make a little bit of a mistake there, let Dion Clerk through around the outside. So we saw the pace that he had in race 1. He won by about 12 seconds in the end. So he's certainly got pace up in that BMW, albeit a little bit heavier than it was last race. So maybe he's just feeling the extra kilos there on board. Ben Hines, however, just happy to sit behind all these blokes and wait for a mistake. And I think that's the best option around this sort of circuit. Although we've seen from plenty of these guys that you can force an overtake as well. You can force these guys into a mistake if you just get that nose up on the inside. A lot of these corners, you've got to be brave under brakes, and you can really apply what we like to call in the biz a block pass. So you can really just dive it up the inside, try and just get it pulled up and stop the other guy from getting that switchback happening. But oh, look at that up ahead there. Dion Clerk almost coming to blows there with Banachek in front. Oh, look at this. They're side by side now. Here we go. A little bit of an overlap there with Clerk and Banachek. Banachek does have the inside run here, but Dion's going to try and hang it fat around the outside, but look at the traction there. Oh, and as I say that, geez, that's a commentator's curse if you've ever saw it. As soon as I said the T word, he's just absolutely buried the pedal, and around he goes off the circuit, and he'll come back on in 10th position. All is not lost for him because there's still 10 minutes to go in this race. But up the front now, Andre Elliott challenging Lucas Greatorex here for 3rd position. And
he's got the job done.
Yeah, he just rolled over and gave that to him. Greatorex probably a wise choice. I don't think his race is with Andre Elliott at the moment. And maybe some issues there for Greatorex because we just saw him let Mitchell through as well really easily. But there goes Mitchell just giving that place back immediately.
Yeah, literally just dishing out trade swaps like bloody shareholders at the moment. These guys, it's a bear or a bull market. We don't know. Because at the moment, it looks like Greatorex just had a little bit of something going on there. He's pulled it back up, though, and he's managed to get himself going once more. But now, Shawnee Mitchell is really under pressure here from Dion Clerk, too. He's got to be looking in his rear vision mirror. One mistake from Shawnee, one run wide, if I can get that word out, and that'll be all over for Shawnee. But he's inside the top 5. Sarge is really holding them up now, and this is drawing in Benny Hines and Banachek as well once again. So, as they all stream past here, looking very, very nicely indeed. But look at Greatorex getting pressured by Shawnee. Shawnee's going to try and dive it up the inside at the last minute. He does. He's going to overshoot that and send it way off. Can he keep it on the black stuff? He does, but he's going to lose 1, 2, 3 positions. Oh, they nearly took out Benny Hines and poor old Falzon there too. Here goes Sarge Illich around the outside. Takes a 2-for-1 deal. Thank you very much. He'd be happy with that at a brothel, I can tell you. But nonetheless, over the inside he goes. Gets that job done. It's gone too wide. Is he going to give that place back and say, nah, boys, you can have it instead. I'll tap you on the shoulder later on for my turn. But no, he keeps it in 6th place. Gets that job done nicely. Dion's into 5th, though, however. And with 2 places gained, Sarge, he just gave one up there, unfortunately. Now it's looking battle on here between Heinze and Shawnee Mitchell's going backwards here at the rate of knots. Look at the car behaviour, jumping over those inside curves for Benny Hines. Gets it pulled up onto the grass. He goes again, pulls it around, gets it in apex nicely. Goes for this little sort of short line as well as Falzon is really trying to make his way through that field. He can start to feel that ballast now It is so imperative for him in qualifying to get up there, but that's what the reverse grid does. And a bit of ballast, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the flashing there through Dion Clerk. I think that was giving Greater X a bit of something to think about. But Falzon really up the back here of Sargilic now. He's going to try and overlap him here and get the cutback into this straight up the hill into turn 3 we go. This is a beautiful section of racetrack. Blind as a bat's arsehole as you come up here, and not boring anyway. And they can see these guys going hammer and tong. Falzon up the inside. He goes here. Later on the brakes into Sargilic's thing. Is he going to give him enough room? Oh no, bit of contact and door banging there from the both of them. That was close, but still they come out unscathed. Benny Hines still floating around in the background, hoping these boys keep doing that.
Yeah, that was close indeed. Here goes Dion looking up the inside of Greater X as well. Could not get the job done. To tell you what, Lucas doing a fantastic job holding these guys behind, as we saw in the first race. Clerk, Illich, Falzon, Hines, all these guys up the front end of the field on pace. But I'll tell you what, Greater X is doing a fantastic job in the defensive department. If he can just hold them off for another 7 minutes and 38 seconds, he'll be cheering for the high heavens. But it is a tall order indeed, because this guy here, Dion Clerk, is a racy individual. And you can see how close he's willing to get to the back of his adversary's car there. Just a cigarette paper between them as well. So we're going to ride on board with Dion, because he's probably just starting to get a little bit hot under the helmet here at the moment as well. Just can't get that overtake done. Dion, oh, look at that. Greater X just had a bit of a moment on the exit there, maybe trying to go too defensive too early. But let Dion Clerk slide by as easy as you like in the end. But now it's Illich's turn to be under pressure, because Falzon is giving him a little bit of paint rubbing up the inside too. That's beautiful racing from these two guys. I love to see a little bit of paint swapping. That's always good fun to see in any racing series. Oh, here goes Illich. Thank you very much. He says that is a block pass. Ben Hines gives him a little tap. Oh no, there goes Illich. That was a chain reaction.
And Banachek too.
Yeah, that was a chain reaction of all sorts there. I don't know who's at fault. Maybe just a racing incident. A couple of blokes trying to get to the same part of the track at the same time. Maybe Ben Hines, maybe, I don't know. We'll leave that for the stewards indeed. But everyone losing out except Falzon. He goes up the order there into 6th position. Shawnee Mitchell, the biggest winner, he goes back up to 7th position. And looking up the front, Munro is still out in front on his own by 3.5 seconds. Fabian Fitness there in second. Andre Elliott in third. And we've come to a little bit of a lull in the proceedings. Down here we've got Simons. This is the with the hand out the window. He's figured out how to turn that on. Beautiful stuff there from the American flavoured car there. I love driver animations. It's beautiful to see. But look at this, giving Lockie Grant plenty of hurry up here is Simons. Now they're going to go side by side here. Simons pulls out of it, thinks better of it, looks for the inside run, a little switchback. Gets that job done. Beautiful driving there from him. He takes 15th position off Lockie Grant. Thank you very much for coming, he says.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there. Just showed the bird and distracted him, and that's our job done here for Sarge Illich into 9th place, because Brandon Pierce ran wide there, and that was the easiest pass of Sarge's night at the moment. Beautiful stuff, but look at the gaggle of cars forming behind Pearso now. We've got Gray Ward, Banachek and Ian O'Brien. The two teammates, Lyon Astern and Ryan Nielsen, back into the equation here too. He had a DNF in the first one, but now he's got himself sorted. You can see him just in that yellow car right at the back of that one. If these boyos right now start to think about a little bit of a battle, here comes Ryan Nielsen. I'll tell you what, that guy knows how to battle for sure. The windscreen, a little bit wide there. That's going to give Nielsen a bit of hope to get himself up into 13th place there. Oh, geez, look at the car behaviour. Look at them all taking the absolute piss coming through that curve there as well as we watch them stream past. Who's going to make it work? Oh, no, the poor old Nielsen did not. Just got it back onto the field. But nonetheless, look at the car behaviour. Jumping over the inside curves, dancing it on the throttle, turning it in, holding it, pulling it up here for this one as well. And I'll tell you what, if you're Ryan Snooks, and like him, he drives with one hand on his you-know-what, and he drives with the rest of him. This would not be his place tonight. Gray Ward's figuring it out, though, but Banachek, straight up the inside he goes, just forces the issue and says, thank you, I'll take that place. Gray sort of saw that coming and went a little bit wide there. That was aggressive there from Banachek. He's pissed off. And look at Nielsen now, right on the back end here of the windscreen. Has the windscreen got anything for himself? I don't know, because Nielsen now can taste that blood and switches back up the inside here. Beautiful run here as we look across into Tropicam here, and that is Nielsen's corner. He's got that job done. Now he's got to go full defensive mode, which you'll know to do because he's one of the best. Look at that. And on cue he goes, Ryan Nielsen defensive. Doesn't need to, though. And I tell you what, Fal's on a Greater X. Another switch for position, and that is advantage right there from Matthias Falzon inside the top 5. Way off the rest of the field, but he'll be happy with that. So will Lucas here at the moment inside the top 6. Pearso and Banachek again having a good swap, and I think that was nothing to see there. Whoa. Unfortunately for Pearso, he's lost it on the exit. Oh no, look at that in the background. That's Ian O'Brien. He's lost it also completely, pirouetting around 360 style. Just gets it done, mate. It's mate. That was deliberate. I did that on purpose. Oh no, massive! Nielsen has come a proper in the front there. Oh no, disaster there for the gravedigger himself. Cannot get that car pulled around. He can right now. Oh, that's absolutely unfortunate for him. Don't know what happened between himself and Gray Ward. It may have been. That's one for the stewards to look at later. 3 minutes, just under 3 minutes left in this one, Christopher.
Yeah, early shower for him, but that's all right. He'll be back for race 3. There's plenty of action to come for everyone up and down the field here. But another little lull in proceeding. So Ezra Simons on the back of Gray Ward. We've seen the tactics of Simons of chucking a bit of communication out the driver's side window when he wants to force an overtake or perhaps a little distraction to the car in front. So keep an eye out. We might see a bit more of that. You know, communication, the bird, ladies and gentlemen. There goes somebody off the track there. I think that's Pearso, the magician, doing magic the wrong way, ladies and gents. And again, a bit more of that grassy stuff on the outside tyres is not good for his momentum. Here goes Simons now. Has the run on the magician now and just takes that position off him as well. Pulls the rabbit out of the hat, as they say, but looks like Pearso's just stuffing that rabbit back into the hat as fast as he can. But on the backwards trail, but he will be in the hot seat because it's a reverse 15 grid coming up in race 3. So he'll be off the front row as it stands currently. Paul Buttigieg off pole position. But up here, Ben Hines now giving Sean Mitchell plenty to think about. Look at this, just on the slide there as well in the Benny and Hedges car. It's got a fair bit of ballast on board because this guy was on an absolute podium rampage throughout the first 3 rounds of this series. So we are up to round 4. So he's still got the same amount of ballast, hasn't been in the top 3 so far, and I don't think he's going to get there here in race 2, but he will start from pretty much the same position here where he ends in race 3. So keep an eye out for him. Ezra Simons and Gray Ward are kicking off again. 1 minute to go here in this lap, so it'll be this one and one more, I believe. Yeah, they're about just over halfway, so this will be the second last lap. There goes Simons, a big dive up the inside, just keeps it on the track, has the inside run, but oh, look at that, Gray Ward just fighting it around the outside. A little bit of paint swapping as well. That's what we like to see, but Simons just has the better of it now. He goes up into 12th position, but Gray Ward's going to fight this, I think. He does have the inside run here for the next turn and dives it up the inside. Beautiful stuff. Simons looking for the switchback and gets that job done. Beautiful awareness there from Simons. That's a classic Oscar Piastri move there on Max Verstappen, i.e. Miami GP a couple of weeks ago. Boring as batshit apart from that move, but that's my MO. I like to give shit to the F1. Let's get back to the action here at Wednesday Cup, ladies and gentlemen, because it's all kicking off. Brandon Pierce has joined on to the back of these 3 as well.
Yeah, so it sure has. But I'll tell you what, this one's a little bit closer. Benny Hines versus Shawnee Mitchell for the last lap of the race. They are absolutely tied between each other's boots. We've got to look at that at the moment. Benny versus Sean. You can see the tighter exit that Shawnee Mitchell goes, and then Benny Hines tries to dart it, and Sean just made a little bit of an error there as well. So we'll see what he can do, because this is the battle of the race so far. You can see Fabian finishes up the road. Don't worry about him. Him and Doc have been trading tenths every lap, but this one here has been brewing for the last 3 or 4 laps. They have not let go of each other. This is the final lap of the race. The white flag is out, ladies and gentlemen. The timer is at 0. And all Benny Hines has to do here is try to stick within 0.2 of a second of Shawnee Mitchell to maybe get that P7 that he is so truly hoping that he can possibly get. But at the moment, it's looking very, very nice there at this stage. Look at him just get a little bit of momentum out of that turn into the corkscrew section we come. And what has Shawnee Mitchell got up his sleeve? Can he get that job done here for the final time here? Oh, a little bit wide there. Benny will see that. Can he get it pulled up nicely? He does. Just gets the steering angle locked up a little bit, but it's still at that 2.5, 3 10-second gap here for the rest of them. And I'll tell you what, though, Christopher Munro, These boyos are racing for Sheep Station for the final ones. Oh, no, Shawnee Mitchell's just gone off there. Did that hurt him at all? No, it didn't. Matt Munro has led this one from an absolute country mile himself. 4.5 seconds or nearly 5 as well over Fabian Fitness. He is going to take race 2 and clean out in front. Gets the flashing lights going. Cracking stuff there from Matt Munro. Made up for the little bit of an error in race 1. Beautiful stuff there from Matthew. Doc Elliott gets second place by 7/10 over Fabian Fitness. In third, Dion Clerk crosses the line and fails on line astern as well. Good stuff from those two. Only 7/10 between those two. Greater X in 6th place. Shawnee Mitchell holds off the ever-charging Benny Hines there for 7th place. This guy's on fire, is Shawnee Mitchell. Benny Hines, bit of Zach O'Reilly early education coming to fruition there for Shawnee. Sarge Illich in 9th. And the Bananarama, a 3rd and a 10th. He's on average here for 6th place so far tonight. That is something to celebrate there for Bananarama. Just skinning it back and punting it up the inside of anyone who bends over. I guarantee you that. Ian O'Brien comes in with 11th place. Ezra Simons in 12th place. Nice stuff from him with Gray Ward and him having a good battle. Paul Buttigieg, top 15. And the man who's going to be on pole, I told you he's a magician, Chris, and you said he called the wrong tricks. He's just pulled the best and last trick out of the bag.
Yeah.
In 15th place he goes, and he is going to start on pole for the next one.
Yeah, cracking stuff. He'll be hard to beat out there in front. He's got a lot of clear air. Hayden Wallace in 16th. Brody Barber 17th. Lockie Grant in 18th. Ryan Sullivan there in 19th. Doing some nice circle work there as well to see. Joshy Sadler down there in 20th position. Glenn McGrath in 22nd, should I say. Braden Moore 22nd with Nielsen McConnell. And a no-show, whoever that was, not showing up for race 2. We had 25 to start. There's been a bit of an exodus there. But 24 finish the second race. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic racing all around. Fairly clean overall as well. Happy with that. I hope everyone's entertained at home. If you haven't yet, if you're watching the channel for the first time, it's hard to believe. Everyone's surely seen us around the traps by now. But if you haven't, give the subscribe button a hit. Give the video a like, actually. Everyone who's watching now, just give that thing a like. That exposes us to more people out there in YouTube land that are just itching for some entertainment on a Wednesday night. And I'll tell you what, it doesn't get much better than the Wednesday Cup here, presented to you by Sensational TV. Myself and Zach O'Reilly are in the hot seat here with a card table in front of us. It's been absolutely brilliant. We've still got one race to go, however, Zach.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. It's not over yet. The fat lady is not saying for the final race of the night coming our way. 17 minutes. Reverse, top 15. Brandon Pierce off the front row, if you don't mind, with Paul Buttigieg next to him. Who's going to get the best jump out of those two? Going to get your predictions in the chat as well, ladies and gentlemen. So send them through before the next one commences also. And it is going to be an absolute rip snorter. Matt Munro starting from 15th with Doc and Fabian Fitness, Mr. Testosterone himself, from 15th, 14th and 13th respectively. That is one quick reverse top 15 coming through the grid. What can Bananarama do? Can he get another podium? What can Shawnee Mitchell do as well? Can he claw his way through the field? And Benny Hines, quickest in practice, absolutely nowhere tonight in the race department, but that ballast will be effective for sure. But that's all going to be answered. And when the fat lady sings and the checkered flag is way for race 3, in about 18 minutes time, I reckon, we'll find out the answer. Don't go anywhere, Sensational TV. It's the final one of the night. Munro, O'Reilly, where else do you want to be on a Saturday night, on a Wednesday night, I wish it was Saturday. Don't go anywhere.
Microphone muted.
that sometimes. Look at the oh, you can't see it. The top of the sky is black, but it's blue around the edges. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've got the paid one. Ladies and gentlemen, little insight there, what goes on between races. Between your favourite commentators out here at Sensational TV. Hope I didn't say anything too unruly.
You said
you can be the judge of that.
I heard that Bill Cosmaricus is swinging to the other side, is what you told me.
Well, look, I've seen a photo come through of you and him shirtless, so there you go.
Oh, you know what they say.
You're in the hot seat there, my friend.
Art is in the eye of the beholder, so you can make whatever you want there. But geez Louise, it's good to see. But tonight it is race 3, the final one of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what that means as Chris's cat just cries in the background, wanting to be fed. We can definitely see this man on pole position at this stage is going to skip away on guaranteeing. Brandon Pierce, he won last week in the Gen 3 Supercars. And he has got tonight ready to rock and roll. And he's in the box seat with Paul Buttigieg right next to him. Gray Ward and Ezra Simons share the second row. Ian O'Brien and Banachek, third row for them too. Sarge Illich, Benny Hines off the fourth with Sean Mitchell and Greatorex off the fifth. Matthias Falzon, Dion Clerk, sixth row for them. And Fabian Fitness, Elliott and Matt Munro round out that reverse top 15 that you can see there. And then we've got Wallace, Barber, Grant, Sullivan, Shadler, McGrath, Braden Moore, Ryan Nielsen not entering the chat yet, and McConnell rounds out the final grid. Christopher, this is it. 17 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, coming our way. It is after 8:30. My fucking oath. Are we ready to go racing?
There we go. I'm ready as always. I tell you what, it's getting harder here in the commentary box. Not as hard as that photo there talking about Bill Cosmaricus, but here we go. Let's get ready for a rumbling start here. It looks like Pierce has got a cracking start here. Will lead easily into turn 1. Paul Buttigieg just sits on the outside. There's been someone turned around there as well. Oh, he's just managed to keep it on. That was Ezra Simons, I think. No, it was whoever's in front of Simons. Paul Buttigieg getting a little bit of a tap, but there's Banachek there in front of Benny Hines. But we're just going to get down the field here a little bit. But here goes Banachek looking around the outside of Buttigieg. What a crack! What's going on there with Buttigieg dropping back through the field at a rate of knots? Here's Falzon there as well, just poking his nose up the inside. Dion Clerk just checking up behind him. Matt Munro is as well making moves through the field. He's up to 9th position already. But look at this, Buttigieg and Dion Clerk side by side here at the moment. Matt Munro just making a choice here to just follow Dion Clerk through. Geez, that's risky stuff there. But early stages of the race, you don't want to be risking it all for that. But getting a bit squirrely as well on the exit. As you can see, the field goes streaming through, all in single file, except for these guys down here. That's Glenn McGrath. There goes Sullivan, hitting the inside-outside barrier. Little flick spin, and he'll be on his way as well. But those three guys were getting right stuck in. I think they were 3 wide there at one point. There is Fitness and Braden Moore having a little tussle, but Fitness getting the better of him as well through the little uphill section here and over the whoop-de-doos. Fitness, how he's made his way down to 18th position, I don't know. He must have got tangled up with some shenanigans off the opening stanza here. But I tell you what, here is Matthias Falzon on the back of Benny Hines here at the moment. Can we see what is going on? That is Gray Ward up there in 4th position, being just a bit of a cork in the bottle, but that's awkward. That's awkward. There is a big... Oh, look at that. They're just mashing each other on the way through. That's... Oh, geez. Who is that?
No.
Someone just got spat off. Ward and Dion Clerk both coming together and hitting the outside barrier as well. That was always going to happen like that when you see cars just pinballing each other. it's never a good sign. But who was that? Buttigieg with a great move up the inside of Matt Munro there as well. Lucas Greatorex side by side as well, trying to take advantage of that slow-moving BMW. But now he's got the momentum back again, has Matt Munro. But maybe a little bit too impatient there from some of those guys in that last exchange. But they just got to cool it down, man. There's 17 minutes to let this field play out.
Yeah, definitely, and you can see them all already line astern. As Chris Munro said at the start of the stream, they all get a bit feisty come race 3, and that's what we've seen so far. Wallace inside the top 10. That is foreign territory for him, but he'll be loving life up there at the moment. Beautiful stuff. Oh, geez, that was all crossed up there for Lachlan Grant in front of him too. But look at these guys have a crack at each other. Just beautiful driving. Benny Hines, a quick customer right behind Wallace. So earful of that. Falzon and Pearso have come to fruition. Pearso was leading this one. Unfortunately for him, he has lost a place. Falzon's got up the inside of him, but so far he's going to take that move into T1. He goes up the inside. Pearso's going to try and fight it around the outside, but he's going to go up the inside here now. Does Pearso, can he get the car pulled up and not spin Matthias Falzon? He does, but he's got the switchback on here as well. Around the outside, trailer park girl style, goes Falzon, but he's off the track. Too late for him, but Pearso just lets him go anyway.
Yeah.
So, Falzon into third place. No defence at all there from the magician, the wrong trick book. But look at this man. Fighting here for P1 is Banana Armour. The skin is off. He is absolutely getting the full banana out at the moment and trying to throw it his way. The skin is going to be thrown at Ezra's front tyres, I guarantee you, at some stage. Is the bird going to come out from Ezra Simons at one stage in this race? I do not know, but he is in for a P1 here. Is Banachek. He's got Matt Munro in 5th. That's the quickest guy, and Falzon in 3rd, actually, behind them too. So if these guys don't get a wriggle on soon, Falzon's going to be right up there. Banana Armour in for a P1 here at this stage. Look at Ezra Simons just pushing that car to the nth degree. The bumping and drafting and sliding and everything. The car behaviour is mint. Look at Banachek up the inside there. Just uses the 2 wheels off the grass style. Matt Munro's come up proper in the background there too. Between himself and Pearson, he's around. Oh no, Matt Munro is spewing about that one. I wonder what happened there. If there was any contact, we will never know unless the steward's report comes out. Falzon in 3rd place has clawed his way back into this one. He's only 4 tenths off the pack. Fitness in 10th place as well, clawing his way through the field from 18th only, 2 laps ago.
Yeah.
And he's already up inside the top 10. This guy is on an absolute mission as they all stream past us here for one more time around Barber Motorsport Park. 12 and a bit minutes left in this one, Christopher. This is all heating up, and look at Heinze trying to get all over the back of Greatorex now. Fitness right involved in this one too. A 3-way, 4-way car battle coming our way shortly. This is cracking stuff.
Yeah, we see these guys with heavy ballast on just can't cut their way through the field as quickly as the other guys carrying a lighter weight. And you see that evidence right there. Benny Hines has one of the heaviest cars out there at the moment. Fitness has also his is heavier than it was in the last race with the podium coming his way. But here goes Hines, still has the pace to be able to put a move on Greatorex here. Just slides it up the inside through this little chicane section here. Very ballsy stuff, but gets pulled up. Very nicely done, and Fitness tries to follow him through, but Greatorex shutting the gate on him now. But Fitness, look at him, just darting left, darting right, looking for a way past that car. But Greatorex, as we saw in the race previous, was pretty good on the defence. Just knew where to put that car at the correct time. Doesn't have to go fully defensive, and that's a really good a sign of a good racer. You know, you don't have to go right up to the inside to block your car of the guy trying to make an overtake behind you. Just got to position it in the perfect spot, and he does that. Look, just sits in the middle of the track, doesn't go too defensive, just doesn't compromise his own line too much. But I tell you what, even some of the best drivers succumb to the pressure. And no one puts the pressure on better than this bloke here, Fabian Fitness. Wowee, look at that, just sacrificing his line through the first section here to get the inside run through the second, and Greatorex does the opposite. He goes deep into the first one and goes deep into the second one as well. But this is a nice little battle here. We could see a dive coming up here from Joe. There goes Fitness, just pulls the dummy, looks for the inside run here. Greatorex giving him plenty of room, maybe too much there. And just says, thank you very much, I'll take that position off you.
Yeah, that was a beautiful classic intimidation move, but this man is in front now, and he had to because he's got Simons and Falzon. Falzon's coming through at a rate of knots. Simons has given up that position for P2 now, so the lead is out on Banachek's skin at this moment. Look at Falzon and Simons nearly come together in the background there as well. Cracking driving from the both of them. Falzon just got to bide his time. He admittedly does have the pace over these two boys, but just needs to get it done cleanly to not make any foes on the circuit as they all stream through here, darting and jumping. Fabian Fitness just taking that notorious inside jump, getting it beautifully pulled up there, and he is right on the arse here of Benny Hines, because William Wallace himself, Braveheart, is holding these cars up, and look at Fabian trying to dart up the inside. That was as hairy as you want to see, hairier than a Greek's back, in fact, because there was nearly contact between them. Felsen has actually got Simons now in front there too, so now Banachek has got a rear vision mirror full of a beautiful green and, well, what do you call that, Benson and Hedges blue, sort of baby blue colour, right in his wheelhouse now. So the battle for the lead is on. 9 minutes, 18 seconds to go. Banachek, is he going to go defensive here and just keep himself at bay and keep on that racing line as well? He does, because he knows that there was no threat from Falzon playing that game of chess that we always talk about here. But Falzon's trying to go up the inside. He's on the wrong side of the circuit here, so Banachek will know about that. He'll see him and just go, yep, no worries, that's okay. I'll stick in the racing line here. Come at me, bro. I'll tell you what, Ziz style doesn't get the job done. There's Falzon at the moment. Can he pull it up into there? There's Banachek. He does, just at the point of not. Gets it galloped out on the exit, and it looks like another battle here for Falzon to get through at a rate of knots. He's at 0.4 of a second quicker on his own personal best. Look at the car dancing over those curbs, and this is cracking stuff. Banachek in unfamiliar territory, but he'll be absolutely wanting to crack that champagne to get himself his first ever win in Wednesday Cup, I'll tell you what, and AK Racing too. But Falzon's trying to take it off him and say, you see, thank you, mother, for the rabbits. Before that ballast gets too high, Falzon's making every advantage he possibly can, and he's going to be right there at the end of it. And I'll tell you what, it's battling all down the field. You can see 6th versus 7th is Hot Property there. Fitness is involved in that one too. Benny Hines is involved in that one. Matt Munro's got himself back up there too. This is awesome stuff here, Christopher Munro. The headlights are blazed for Fabian. He's not mucking around here at the moment. No fucking around for Fitness. I'll tell you what, this is all like Donkey Kong. And here comes Benny Hines too. 3 wide into turn 1, Chris. Who's going to happen here? Oh, nearly all of them. Oh, just get through. But there goes Lachlan Grant. He's gone off the field. And that is going to be Fabian Fitness if he can force the issue. Oh, a bit of contact there. And Matt Munro involved in that one too. This is just absolutely sensational stuff. Christopher, I'm out of breath.
Yeah, this is an unreal racing there from all these guys. 3 wide and Benny Hines just getting out of it. Look out, there's a battle for the lead on here because Banachek and Falzon are side by side now. I was about to say a couple of laps ago, I think Falzon's pretty happy just to sit behind Banachek for now. He doesn't want to force the issue and perhaps risk a bit of contact there, and they both go around, but it looks like the pace just prevailed in the end, and Falzon takes the lead off Banachek. But we're going to go back to that battle mid-pack here. It looks like we've joined as Matt Munro gathered his car back up and back onto the circuit. I don't know if that was he had a bit of help to get off the circuit there or not, but we're right on board with him and see what happens here. Look at that. Straight up the inside. Geez, no wonder he gets tangled up in a lot of incidents. That is crazy stuff. Of course you're going to come off the track doing that sort of thing. But here he goes now. Up behind, who's that? Lucas Greatorex. Who was that? Brody Barber off the track. Brady Moore just having a bit of a nightmare there in the JPS livery. We haven't called his name all night, but he's having a bit of a struggle back there in 12th position. He's got Barber and Dion Clerk, who will be on the comeback trail. Don't you worry about that. Here goes Hayden Wallace getting overtaken currently by Fabian Fitness. Fitness on the charge, mate. He's up to 6th position now, and he's about to be 5th because Brandon Pierce just makes that easy for him as well. Geez, Pierce, you come to Wednesday Cup, you want to have a bit of a crack, son. Show a bit of ticker. Look, there he goes again. There goes Wallace up the inside as well. He's doing his best to get out of the way of all this stuff, but you don't have to, Pierce. You're here. You deserve your spot there on the grid. But looking back towards Matt Munro here, we saw him, he was right up there in the pointy end of this field and ended up facing the wrong way. He's managed to claw his way back to 11th position, and he's got the defensive lion in front of him. We've seen Lucas Greatorex on the defense all night just about, so he's no stranger to keeping a fast-moving vehicle behind him. Here goes Ben Hines. He's got, who's that? Lockie Grant in front of him. Lockie Grant, should I say. Jeez, there's not much gap in between these two boys. Look at that. Oh, Lockie Grant tries to squeeze him right up to the outside fence. Oh, but that's beautiful awareness by both drivers. And through goes Hines up into 8th position. There's more battling up in front here with Buttigieg giving up the ghost to Fitness as well. Hayden Wallace is going to try and follow him through, and I think he's going to get that done done here. He's got the overlap and just needs to find that apex and the throttle pedal at the same time. Does so. These two now in a drag race down the floor. A little bit of tomfoolery there from Senior Buttigieg, but it's not going to be enough to keep Wallace behind. He goes up into the top 5. That's pretty good. That's probably his best finish of the season. But there's still more to go. The fat lady hasn't sung yet, so if he can hold on to 5th, he'll be cheering.
Yeah, he will be, and that was cracking driving here from Braveheart. This is his best result so far in a Wednesday Cup race, at least for Braveheart himself. Beautiful stuff. Here goes Benny Hines up the inside of Brandon Pearce. Pearso just not defending at all tonight, just trying to fast way around the outside. Doesn't get the job done. Benny Hines on the slide, so is Pearso there as well. So they're going to have a drag race here. Pearso's on the advantageous side of the circuit. So has he got the defence he has? He's got a bit more momentum out of the corner. He'll save himself for that one. Here comes Lachlan Grant versus Greater X versus Munro behind them too. Benny Hines is trying in every which way he can possibly get behind, in front of Brandon Pearce. But these guys now are singing for the high heavens. Greater X is under pressure from Matt Munro. Matt Munro's up the inside, just sends it straight there. Greater X saw him coming. Matt Munro with the biggest balls of a lot of them gets the job done. And Greater X goes back down to 11th. Benny Hines in 8th place, still fighting for position. Oh, that's all crossed up there for Mr. Pearce. He lost a little bit of momentum. Is he going to get sucked into this battle? I think he will, because I reckon Benny's going to try and send it up the inside. Yes, he does. Gets that job done. Pulls it to the apex and says, I'll take that place back off your Pearce. So one error is all it takes. Here comes Matt Munro, however, on Lachlan Grant again. These two are not friends at all. And I'll tell you what, Matt Munro is on the advantageous side of the circuit. He's got the job done here on Lachlan Grant. The overlap is there into T1. They go. Overhead can we look at. And Matt Munro sings it into the high heavens. Here comes Greater X too. And there goes poor old Lachlan Grant. Got dummied into that. He thought Greater X was going to plough into the side of him. But there is also Dion Clerk. Absolutely singing for the high heavens now. These three, look at the battling on track there. Look at the cars darting left, right, upside down, you name it. Poor old Dion's just on the outside here. Is he going to get a job done? Thinks better of that, because up the inside again goes Lachlan Grant on Greater X. Who's going to pull it up the best? No one, because I think Dion's going to get a 2-for-1 deal here, or he's going to maybe try for 1, actually. Oh, he just catfished me out of that one for sure. Dion's got the headlights going, and he is not mucking around. He wants that top 10 for sure to help his points out in the championship. Here's Dion. Driving really nicely tonight. We've seen snippets of him. But I'll tell you what, no criticism, but something of a constructive criticism, so to speak. He can be on like Donkey Kong one race and then be nowhere. The next one is Dion. I think he needs to come to Zaccaroli drivers training at the moment. But Matt Munro, really, on this one, Brandon Pearce and him fighting it out.
Yep, Zaccaroli's driver training, ladies and gentlemen, only $69 per hour. And I tell you what, it's worth every dollar. But look at this, these two blokes getting stuck right in. Pearce just staying on the outside again. Doesn't want to get too involved in the regular Wednesday Cup crew at the moment. Maybe just a little bit of confidence lacking in these cars, and maybe a little bit undercooked. But if we see him next week, I hope he's got a little bit more practice under his belt, because we saw him take out the win in the Gen 3 Supercars last time around as well in that feature race. So he's certainly no slouch when it comes to racing in the sim world. So we'll see him better for that. But here's a little battle here. Greater X going around the outside. Dion Clerk trying to battle back. It is, that's Pearso as well chiming in. But Pearce just doing a little bit of weaving and shoving there, blocking the brakes up. So he drops out of that little battle. Dion Clerk just buggers off down the road as well. Puts on a massive little gap there to Pearce. Should I say Greater X? Gee whiz. But down the field, Shawnee Mitchell and Brodie Barber battling it out down the back here for 14th position. However, Matt Falzon is right out in front. 5.5 seconds in front of Rick Banachek, who's looking for his second podium of the night, ladies and gentlemen. What a race from him. There's a minute to go, so and about a 5-second gap behind him. How good is that? He goes Fitness up into 3rd position, so he will possibly join these two on the podium. Not if Simons has anything to say about it. He will try and battle that back. And as he does, looking down the inside there, maybe a little bit ambitious. But I tell you what, there's someone just knocking on the door of the commentary box who might want to call the last lap of this race. Oh my goodness, it's the man himself, Ray Warren. Welcome to the commentary box. Oh yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, Fat Man. If there has ever been a beautiful spectacle, it has been right here, right now at Barber Motorsport Park. And these guys have dead set in the fair dinkum department, delivered tonight. I am about 18 Bud Lights down, and these boyos are definitely not fucking around in the fair income department. I'll tell you that much. William Wallace is really on the charge here as well. You can see him up the inside as well as there Munro, the second fastest of the Munro style, getting involved there in the top 10. And it's Matthias Falzon has dead set put the crowbar out, and slippery bananas everywhere. He is full-on dead set dominated this race event tonight. Took out the first one by a country mile, and then secondly came in and said, I will be absolutely buggered if you guys are going to take me and get any position off me as to be the sensational driver of the evening. If I've got that term correctly, I do not know. But nonetheless, he is about to cross the line here, send the jockeys, hit their showers early, and dead set P1 in the race-winning department. Goes straight away to Matthias Falzon. Bernardo Raba himself comes in through second place at 7.8 seconds behind with Fabian Fitness 5.2 as well, as we see Ezra Simmons there as well. Get involved, ladies and gentlemen. The Wednesday Cup is as dead set, as healthy as my old wanger. I'll tell you that what, fat man, Mrs. Rabs is dead set. Very impressed.
Shout out to our pharmaceutical partners who are making the little blue pills. They're keeping Rabs and Mrs. Rabs very happy in this time. It's a shocking mental picture, but I'm glad you're having a good time.
Well, I tell you what, there has been a new intervention into the Rabs household, and it has been something of, I don't know what they call it. I think it's only subscribers, and Mrs. and Mr. Rabs have dead set been involved in that one. I can tell you what, the old bank account has started to fill up a bit in retirement. The super fund was just getting a little bit hairy, and these guys are now racing off the final lap and just giving each other a bit of courage, just like Mrs. Rabs gets with some of their subscribers' content. They request some weird stuff there in the fair dinkum department. We have seen some dodgy vindaloos. We have seen some crowbars. We've seen some, biffos, just getting it all recorded. And the old super fund is looking very, very tasty indeed. But what an event here tonight, nonetheless. And this man has dead set sent them all to an early shower himself. He'll be getting a talcum powder out and just showing everyone what is going on. If you thought this race tonight, ladies and gentlemen, was going to be as boring as a rocking horse's arsehole, you have dead set got it wrong. Fantastic stuff.
Fantastic racing all around, and good to have you in the box for the final stages of race 3. Cracking driving all around. We saw a little bit of hot-headedness there at the start of race 3, but we're sort of getting used to that here as the top 15. It is a formidable task, I suppose. You find yourself starting halfway down the field with 17 minutes on the clock. The tendency is to just try and make as many of those up as possible in the first couple of laps, but it's a risk-reward situation, ladies and gentlemen. You got to find that spot and make sure you do it properly, otherwise you'll find yourself turned around the wrong way, and there goes any chances of you making any good points. But I tell you what, Falzon was the man to carve through. He was on the podium in races 1, and maybe he missed out in 2, but certainly took the top spot there in race 3. So a little bit of whoa, that's a who was that? McGrath, I think, just taking out the leader there, and looked intentional as well, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully no one is injured there off to the side, because we've seen the new technology Rabs. These days, these boys have got these things they call direct drive wheels, and they're capable of ripping your fingers right off. I'll tell you what, your fingers or so, Mrs. Rabs says, they are absolutely impenetrable. They couldn't be ripped off by a direct drive wheel or anything else.
Well, I'll tell you what, fat man. Speaking of direct drives, that is my department, and Mrs. Rabs gets a good old fair dinkum direct drive every Sunday night. And the pharmaceutical companies have dead set got us on the payroll here at the moment. If you want to buy into any of them, ladies and gentlemen, give at hashtag on the only subscribers, and you will get a 15% off all of the blue pills, the red pills, you name it. But speaking of blue, this man is dead set on the charge tonight. Cracking stuff there from Bananarama. Absolutely skinned it and sent it right up everyone's clacker. And I'll tell you what, that man is on for a couple of good evenings in the fair dinkum department. But nonetheless, I'm going to hand it back over to you, Christopher Munro. I'm going to let my old China back into the commentary box, Zach O'Reilly, for this last one. But nonetheless, great to be here. I will see you next time. And in fact, I will be down there this time in South Australia for the Bend, and that is going to be some race in the Gen 3 Supercars. But it is good night, goodbye, and see you later, alligator, here from Raps.
Cheers, Raps. That was a ripping end to that race. Tune in again. We will be, as Raps said, we're going to be heading down, well, across the Pacific Ocean, back to Australia, down to South Australia, to the Bend. Tail and Bend Motorsport Park. It is the Gen 3 is coming up this Sunday night. Get your hats on. It's going to be a 1 hour and 20-minute enduro. Fabian Fitness with the super chat as well, mate. You're a legend. Thank you so much. Much appreciated there. Hopefully we see you out there on the grid on Sunday for the enduro, the 1 hour and 20-minute enduro coming up on Sunday night. The Super 2s will be kicking off the night in style. And followed that will be the curtain raiser of the main grid. So keep your hats on. It's going to be a long night, but that's what we like on a Sunday afternoon. What else is there to be doing but to be tuning in around the fire as winter starts to creep up on us here in Australia? Gather around the fire, share the stream around, and watch some cracking Gen 3 battles here in the virtual world. Brought to you by Sensational TV. I'll tell you what, there's nothing else I'd rather be doing, Zach O'Reilly.
Nah, not at all, mate. The only thing I'd rather be doing is not getting locked out of the commentary box once in a while. But I'll tell you what, that man is dead set a pest. We God love him, but he's getting a bit long in the tooth, I reckon. But nonetheless, he'll still bring us some excellent stuff at the Bend. I'm excited for that. That's going to be sensational. Look at that. That is definitely a glitch in the matrix there. Probably looking like a Russian crash compilation, I would say, that BMW in the sights. But nonetheless, beautiful stuff. Thank you to everyone tonight for tuning in, and Fabian for the super chat there. You're a legend, mate. Starting the bidding wars. Ron Marshall is broke by the looks of it as well. Fabian wins tonight.
He's given us enough.
He's given us enough.
He's got shares. He's got shares in Sensational TV now.
We've paid out the dividends and the franking credits just to Ron Marshall, so he'll be back for none. Another one on Sunday, but. It is all over for us tonight. It has been sensational to have you with us. 1,010 subscribers at the moment, and it's ever going to climb. The journey to 2,000 is now underway. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your cousins, aunties, uncles. Don't even care. Just get your grandmas on involved as well, and tell them to press that subscribe button. Content's only going to get better, and that will make us all the much happier here to call the action for you here at Sensational TV. But that's it. It's all over, Red Rover. Christopher Munro has called the action beautifully tonight. Puts the M in magnificent. And actually, I've got a bit of breaking news there, Christopher Munro.
Oh, yep.
So I heard that you went to a cheese festival on the weekend.
A cheese festival?
Yeah, that cheese festival down in Gympie. And the feedback I got, ladies and gentlemen, from Christopher Munro was he got elected to the head of the cheese board of Australia. Oh. And he was very happy about that. And they gave him a platter of cheese, and he sits kindly on the board of the cheese. He said to me, "Geez, Louise, I'll tell you what, it's a bit uncomfortable there with all the flags sticking out of the cheese board when I sit on them. I'll tell you that much." I thought that was pretty funny there from Mr. Munro. Bit of beautiful stuff there from myself involved. But that's it. We're out. Munro's done. I'm done. I've been Zach O'Reilly. Guess what? You're not. Christopher Munro puts the M in magnificent. And as always here at Sensational TV, it's goodbye. And as always, you know what to do. Keep it flat out.